In this video, we'll be exploring the wonders of Notebooklm, which is an amazing AI-powered research tool from Google. To use Notebooklm, simply go to notebooklm.google and it's going to bring you to this page. You can click on Try Notebooklm. For now, it's still free, but we don't know for how long. And it's going to bring you to a dashboard like this. I'll just delete this particular page. Now, when you come here, you can create a new notebook from here or from here. You're going to see featured notebooks. And one of the things you want to do is you want to click on create a new notebook, and you're going to be able to name it later on. You can add sources, and sources are simply what your notebook is going to be feeding on. If you have something uploaded in your Google Drive, you can upload it from here. You can put website links, YouTube videos. You can also copy text and paste it here. Now, this is one of the most useful ones, maybe website links. If you want to do research about a particular website or a particular topic which is covered extensively by a particular website, you could simply put the website link here. You can also add YouTube videos and it's going to feed on that. I'll come back. And what I want to use is a new tool from Notebooklm called Deep Research. So Deep Research is this. I'll simply come here, and when I put Deep Research, I can just put in my topic. You can add in a source or put in your topic. Let's just see, I want to say AI safety and regulation. AI safety and regulation. And since it's using Deep Research, I don't need to add any source. It's going to go ahead and do its own iteration and gather sources. I'll click on Go. Notebooklm now presents me with 20 sources which are vetted and evaluated. I can click on View Sources and you can see all of them here. These are 20 sources we could potentially draw from. I'll hide sources. I'll click on Show Sources. I just want to go back there. And if I click on View, so these are all the sources. I could click and add all of them. But in this case, I won't. I'll just go back to Sources. And I'll click here again. So it's already giving me a report, the 2026 Global AI Safety and Regulatory Landscape from Vocabulary Voluntary Frameworks to Reinforce. Now I'll simply go ahead, select all these sources and import them. In Google Notebooklm, you can import maximum 20 sources. So you can see I have up to 51 sources here, but I can import just 20. So I'm going to click on import. And it's going to import all these 20. Now, you're going to notice that some of these sources may not be free. If they are paid, like these ones which are under a paywall, then you would have to remove them. So you can just click remove these. I'll delete that. Or you can just say remove all failed sources. So those are removed. Now, I'm left with 16 sources. One thing I want to do is I want to make sure that all of these sources are relevant. So I'm going to paste in a prompt here. So I've given it this prompt, create a table showing each source with its publication date, author credentials, and whether it's a primary source, secondary analysis, or opinion piece. The most relevant and credible should be at the top. So I'm going to click on that. You can see we now have a table with the dates and the relevance. And all of these are pretty relevant. Most of them are late 2025 to early 2026. Now you see this early 2026. Okay, this one is 2024, which is still relevant. If we had something from 2020, we wouldn't want to use it. Look at this one, January 5th, 2026, which is today. So I think all of these are pretty relevant. Now here's the next question I'm going to ask it. Which of these sources are more frequently cited or referenced by other sources in this notebook? It may be a little bit tricky because a lot of these are pretty recent, but let's just run that to see, just for formality. It's giving me the sources which are most frequently cited. I want to paste in another prompt, and it says summarize the primary perspectives or biases of the top 5 most substantial sources. I'll run that. The goal of this is to eliminate biases and such that we can have a more unanimous and harmonized view on this particular topic. And this is what it gives us. It says divergent paths, these are their differences, and these are their similarities, and then these are their differences. So it's very important for you to have a very a very, very mature perspective on the topic. Now, the next thing we want to do is to configure this notebook. You can either use it on default, you can use it on learning guide, or you can use it on custom. So I'm going to use custom and I'm going to paste my prompt here. I've told it is a research analyst focused on AI safety and regulation. So, and what's the length? You can either choose longer responses or shorter responses. Remember, if you don't want to wait too long, then it's better you choose shorter responses and click on save. Now on this side, you see all these sources, all 17 sources. If you want to use all 17 sources to get you to do your research all the time, it's going to give you a very diluted response. So you can manually choose the papers or the sources you want to draw from. Take for example, on our list here, we have a list of the most relevant sources, and I think there will be this you can choose this top 5 AI Act. So this is one of those which you're going to use, and then every other one, let's say you can choose these first 5: AI Act shaping Europe's digital future, ensuring the national policy framework, transforming India with AI, China approves amendment to cybersecurity law, China approves major amendments to its law. So you can use these top 5 sources to get the most relevant information. Now, if your point is getting the most up-to-date information, then you can use those which came out maybe in January, just let's say in 2026. So this will be one of them. And then scrolling down, this is one of them. And then this is one of them. This was updated. And then you'd also use this and this. So you can use those top 5 sources which are the most recent. And that's how you can make it more relevant. Now we want to start creating our content, and we're going to start with the audio overview. I'll click there, but you don't just click and let it do whatever it wants. I'll click on edit, and then you want to give it some form of configuration. You can choose a language, either English, French, or whatever. And then you can also choose the length. I'll make it very brief, and then you can paste in your prompt here. I'm going to paste in my prompt right now. So I've told it, focus exclusively on the main disagreements between AI safety researchers regarding alignment approaches, explain each perspective clearly, and keep the discussion under 15 minutes. Use accessible language, avoiding ambiguity and slop. So I'm just going to click on generate right now, and it's going to go ahead and do its thing. Here we are, and we have these 2 audios. I'll just play this second one. I think I'll play this second one, yes.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're
Increase the volume.
zeroing in on the AI safety community's biggest internal conflict.
It's a big one.
Yeah. I mean, everyone agrees these huge frontier models need to be safe, right? But the speed of development, especially after GPT 4.5, it's just forced everyone into these very different camps.
That's the core tension right there.
Yeah.
Our mission
You see, it's gone ahead and created an interactive podcast. You can create longer episodes. You can feed it some data, and you can create an AI generated podcast. So the next we're going to be looking at is the overview, video overview. I'll just click on this edit, and then you can choose from different layouts. You can choose an explainer video. You can choose a brief video. And when you come down here, you can also give it you can give it this you can give it a prompt. You can choose auto select, you can customize, you can make it classic, you can make it whiteboard, you can make it kawaii. I think I'll just go with something like a whiteboard animation, and then I'll just tell it you are an AI safety and regulation specialist. So that's it. And then I'm going to tell it to generate. You can generate it in different languages like French, Afrikaans, and all of that. I'll leave it to English. And you can also choose the different sources from here. In my case, I don't want everything. I don't want everything. I notice that most often than not, when you uh, give it the prompt to use everything, it just goes ahead and it takes a longer time. So I'm going to choose a number of sources. I've chosen 6 sources. I'm going to come back to overview, and okay, I said you are an AI safety and regulation specialist. I'll now click on generate, and this is going to take a little bit of time. These ones, the audio took time, so these ones may take even longer. Now it's done doing its thing. I'll just play this video and I'll hit this play button.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a huge topic, the global race to write the rulebook for AI. This is a massive, high-stakes
I'll just fast forward this a little bit to save time.
contest, and honestly, the outcome is going to shape all of our futures. So right now, we're at this incredible turning point. For years, all the talk about AI has been pretty abstract, right? Ethics, principles, but now that's all changing. We are officially in the era of real, concrete, enforceable laws. This is the year the rubber really meets the road. Okay, so from my perspective as an AI safety specialist, what I'm seeing are three really different dominant philosophies taking shape across the globe. You've got the EU, which is all about classifying AI based on how risky it is. Then there's the US, where the main goal is to keep innovating and stay in the lead. And then you have China, which is taking a totally different path by baking AI governance right into its national security framework.
I'll forward this a little bit.
Systems together, act together, and be fully compliant. We're talking serious documentation, risk management, the whole 9 yards. All right, let's head over to the United States. And if Europe is like that meticulous city planner with a detailed blueprint, the US is, well...
This is simply amazing. I'll say this is a good video. And then I want to come back here. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to create something like a mind map. You see, it just goes ahead and it's creating that. And it will take a little bit of time. It's done creating the mind map. I'll open that. And you can see it looks very much like a workflow. You can extend this. You can see. And then you can also extend this. So this is a mind map. This is very good for, let's say, presentations or things like that. All right, I'll just close this. How do I close this? I'll say good content. Okay, I'll close that up and close this. The next thing, you can create a report about this. So here, you can decide to create your own report, a briefing doc, a study guide, a blog post, or something of that sort. So from all these sources, you can create a blog post, you can create an analysis, you can create a policy briefing, informational outline. Let's just go to strategic analysis. I'll click on that. And it already gives us a prompt to produce a comprehensive strategic analysis comparing and contrasting the AI regulatory architecture, the European Union, United States, and China as of early 2026. The analysis should be written in a formal professional tone suitable for corporate leadership and policy advisors. Anyways, I'll just click on generate and it's going to take a little bit of time. Now that it's done, I'll just open that and you see it's giving us an analysis with tables. And this is quite concise, this is quite precise. I'll just close this. Still on the report, you can choose to create a blog post about this and it's going to give you a very insightful blog post. You can do a concept explainer, you can do informational outline, policy briefing, and all of that. And when we come to flashcards, just click on that. You can use the default and I'll just click on generate. It's going to give us a flashcard. We can check this out here. It's loading. You can see it's a flashcard. What is the official name of California CNET bill and all that? And then you can scroll and scroll and scroll. Now, one of the most interesting parts of these are these three here. Let's go to quizzes. Want to do a quiz, and I'll just say, anyways, I'll just give you the persona you are an AI safety trainer. In this case, I'll make it a trainer. Number of questions, let's just say fewer. Level, we'll just say medium, or click on generate. Now, so we want it to create just a few questions and they should be medium. The difficulty should be medium. We check out a quiz here. I'll click on that. And you can see it here. For some reason, let me click on close here. For some reason, this is a little bit blurry. I don't know why. And it says under California's SB, what is a mandatory? So and click that. It says not, that's wrong. I'll go to next, and then I'll just click this. It says no. Seem to be failing all the questions. Still wrong. Still wrong. I'll answer all the questions. Oh, I have this one right. This one wrong. This one. There are just 7 questions. And it gives me my score 1 out of 7, 14% accuracy. That's a pretty bad score. Anyways, you get the point. Now let's come to infographic. This is where Notebooklm gets really advanced. I'm sure you've seen some infographics on Pinterest and on other platforms. Notebooklm can do those ones very well. Now you can choose whether you want a landscape, a portrait, or a square infographic. I always prefer portrait because if you're posting it on X, on social media, most of those platforms favor portrait. And then should it be concise, standard, or detailed? I'll just make it detailed. And then you can describe the infographic. I'll see use light blue color scheme and use Sora font. So I'll click on generate. Now that is done, I'll just open this. It takes a little bit of time to load. And you can see it loading. This is pretty impressive. So this is an infographic you can use for presentation. I'll just click to expand this. And see, I can scroll down 2026 global AI regulations, 3 competing models, European, United States, and China. So you can see this is, and it has all the text, very accurate, all the labels. It doesn't make any grammatical errors. So that is that. Now I want to click and create a slide deck. I just want to make it very short. I want to make it a detailed deck, and I'll say use light blue color scheme and Sora font. And you could see the you saw it was very accurate when it came to this infographic. It respected my light blue that is on version. I could give it the exact hex code and it's going to do that. It's generating our slide deck right now. Now that is done, I'll click on it. It's loaded all the slides. I can just click on play and you can see it. I can just slide with the arrow button on my computer. So this could be a very powerful presentation if you're called to do a presentation somewhere. So we have just this few. I'll click escape and you can come here and you can always show the prompts and you can go ahead and edit it. So those are the different ways you can master Notebooklm and make the most out of it. If you got any value out of this video, please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell and like this video. Peace.